Hello guys, welcome to Thermomix Adventures. Lisa here. Hey, today I'm going to show you how I make gluten-free hot cross buns. Now, last week I showed you the most amazing, easy, vegan hot cross buns. If you're not gluten-free, check out my last video. They are amazing. You will not be disappointed. They are better than store-bought, and I gave you heaps of tips around storage and if you don't want to eat them all at once and if you don't want to cook them all at once and how to fold them. Heaps of tips. So go back and check that one out. But if you are gluten-free and you are missing hot cross buns, this is for you. I'm going to show you how to do it really easily today, okay? This is one of my favorite recipes to make bread rolls from. We at times have had bread rolls in the freezer with bacon and eggs ready to go, wrapped up like scrambled eggs, so that when we've got busy mornings, we want to go fishing or something, we can just take them out and take them. And this is the recipe I use. But today, we're going to convert it into hot cross buns. So come with me today, say hi if you're watching on, let me know if you've made your first batch of hot cross buns yet, I'd love to know. So the first thing we're going to do is it says preheat the oven. Let me go to that step. And these are on cookie dough. There's two of these recipes. One is a half batch. So if you don't want a full batch, make a half batch. How was that? So it says preheat the oven. Next it says line a baking tray. I've got my awesome Ferroware, okay, cast iron, and I've just put the baking paper in it, all right? 300 grams of raw almonds. Now I've done that already. I milled that off camera. Thought you don't want to see me mill almonds. That's a bit ordinary. So I've done that already, which you'll see the step in a second. 50 grams of psyllium husk. Now psyllium husk you might not have. If you are gluten-free, you probably have it in your pantry. You know, it's one of those things that we just seem to have in the cupboard and it never runs out. So 50 grams of this. It's a binder. There is no swaps. Okay, I know sometimes I give you guys like the swaps. You can do this instead of that. Psyllium husk is psyllium husk. You need it in this recipe, okay? Just buy a bag, seal it up, put it through the freezer first so that you don't get like weevils and stuff in it, and then it's there for later, okay? Now it's along with the lid, and ordinarily you mill the almonds down. I don't need to, but what I will do is I'll give it a second to just put the psyllium husk into the mix. There we go, that'll do. So you would ordinarily mill this down, and it's on speed 9 for 10 seconds. I obviously didn't require doing that because I did it off camera, just to save you guys the noise. So let's click on next. 3 teaspoons of baking powder, okay? By the way, there is a recipe on Cookie Dough for making your own baking powder. So if you ever run out, always look for aluminium-free baking powder when you are buying it. But if you ever do run out, Cookie Dough is your answer. It is bicarb soda and cream of tartar, and because we made it gluten-free, ours has arrowroot in it, or you might use tapioca starch. They're kind of interchangeable. I'm just going to put a whisker more in, that was a bit small. Really easy to do. Give it a go. Okay, so Cookie Dough. How good's that? Less in your trolley at the end of the day, which means more money in your bank account. Perfect. All right, let's go next. 1 teaspoon of salt. I did bring the salt in. What did I do with the salt? There it is. I'm going to pull this down because we're turning this into sweetened bread rolls, yeah? So I'm going to put a little less. I'm going to put, say, half a teaspoon in because I need it to be sweet with cinnamon and all that sort of jazz. So let's click on next. By the way, have you heard that, pause that thought, hang back for a second. I just want to put in my Easter stuff now. So I'm going to bring my scales up because it's going to mix the dry ingredients. So bring up the scales. I'm going to put in, well, it depends how sweet you like them. The recipe the other day I had, it had 40 grams of sugar in it. I was thinking 30. I don't know if I've got enough here for 30. You can't skip all the sugar on hot cross buns. You can use your monk fruit sweetener though, which would have been my preference if I could find it fast enough today, but I couldn't. So hence we have it. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, now if you like nutmeg, put some nutmeg into it as well. Okay, I'm skipping out the nutmeg. I'm not a fan, and I don't think I've bought it in a while. Okay, but put cinnamon in. Okay, definitely put your cinnamon in. Okay, dry ingredients, check. All right, put this back. So now let's put the lid on. Now, hello Sue, lovely to see you on today. All right, on with the lid. It's going to lock it together. We're going to turbo it. So if you're cooking along later, we turbo it 4 times. Okay, it's across the bottom of the screen that told us. Let's just combine those dry ingredients together really nicely. Let's push next to get out of turbo mode. Now, Now I've got to swap, okay? No one wants to use and separate 5 eggs. Like, you can, but I'm going to show you how I do it otherwise, okay? The first time you make it, maybe you'll want to separate the eggs and do 5 egg whites, and then have the yolks to make, say, beautiful thick custard or creme brulee or ice cream or something, okay? You can. I'm going to use whole eggs because I don't want to separate them. So I've actually got some fresh chicken eggs in. I'm going to show you my chicken eggs. I'm a little bit proud of my chickies. I've just got these out of the fridge, so they are sweating a little bit, but I think I've shared a photo with you guys before, but we have some chickens that lay different coloured eggs. So I don't need to dye my eggs for Easter. There are recipes on Cookie Do for dyeing your eggs for Easter. You can use like cabbage leaves and it looks phenomenal, but these are my chickie eggs. You see them? So we've got a beautiful olive egg there. It's a bit hard to see on the camera. This one's a little slightly different colour. That one's actually more like a blue-green. Oh, hang on, wrong one. That one, blue-green aqua. We've got a very light pinky coloured, some darker ones. And then we've got bantams. And our bantams lay little tiny eggs. I'll show you the comparison. Check this out. Look at that. He's so cute. So, yeah, I love nothing more than having a rainbow basket of eggs. We still have 2 young chickens, and I'm hoping one of them actually does like a chocolate brown, a really dark brown egg, but time will tell. But yeah, to have it olive and a bluey green, I'm pretty happy with that. So they're just, look at that, gorgeous colours. So anyway, back to cooking. I'll stop gloating about my chickens that are hating the rain. We have had over 4 weeks of showers, actually probably closer to 6 weeks of showers daily. Our ground is so incredibly wet. I never thought I'd ever be saying I'm happy to have some sunshine, but gosh, I'd like some sunshine. So instead of 5 egg whites, 3 whole eggs. Okay, that's your answer. This is your egg cracking station on the front. You've seen me do that before. Gives you a nice even crack so you don't end up with shell in the bowl. And it goes. By the way, if you haven't heard already, thankfully, I'm so grateful because it's been so busy, but Thermomix have extended the trade up. So if you are considering trading in your TM31, you get a $250 discount on your Thermomix, and you get a second bowl set for free, so it's $645 of value. And if you've jumped on the website, you might have seen the bowls they're running out of stock of the bowls, but they're not going to actually stop the promotion, thank goodness. They're going to give you a gift. So I'm going to hold the thought on that. If you're interested in trading in your TM31, and by the way, you don't actually have to give it back. You can trade it in and keep it, which is pretty nice for Thermomix to do that. So if you have it because it's perfectly good condition and you don't see a need to, but you like the idea of a new one, then you can have both on the bench. How sweet is that? So let me know if I can help you with that. It is an amazing deal, okay? So that's on just for a little bit longer. If you're buying a TM6, you can actually add the bowl set for $49 at the moment as well. Again, there's going to be a delay on that bowl though. It won't be here till May. The second bowl. You're getting a bowl with your Thermomix, don't stress. And yes, there's actually... there's going to be a lovely little gift for you because your bowl's delayed as well, so that's pretty sweet. So if you need any more information or you're curious about what that actually is, send me a message and I'll get back to you this afternoon and fill you in on all the details. But very generous of Thermomix. Thank you, Thermomix, for supporting our customers and yeah, allowing me to jump online. And because you guys support me, I have a business and it all just goes around in a happy circle. I love that. And it says chocolate obsession on my screen. Okay, I've just realised. If you're wondering why it says chocolate obsession on my screen, I did a cooking class the other week with my branch and I presented beautiful raw brownie. It was absolutely amazing. And the class was called Chocolate Obsession. And I changed my manner. And I haven't changed it back. So I do apologise. I've just realised that that's not right. So anyway, please disregard the banners. A chocolate obsession, I'm clearly not doing a chocolate cooking today. Although it makes me want to eat chocolate. All right, apple cider vinegar. Let's finish this recipe. So that's all the notices from me. We also have sensor available. So if you are hosting a demo, we can jump online and cook. Got a couple of friends who want to just watch on with you and get yourself a sensor discounted or discounted heavily. So there are other things though, there are free things as well. Hello Marilyn, I keep freezing. Anything's possible, love. We have had so much rain, it wouldn't surprise me if all the internet cables are drowning. I feel like some days I'm just over the wet. So I do apologise if I am freezing, bear with me, okay? Come watch the replay on YouTube. Because I record these at the same time, it will be up on YouTube tonight at 7:30. So feel free to check that out if you are struggling with the internet and Facebook. Okay, I'm finishing up. So there's the last couple of things. I'm going to put in some raisins. They can go in now, but we're not done. There's one more step to go. One more step. Magic ingredient in this recipe. Okay, the magic ingredient. This is your must-have. I've just boiled the jug. You need boiling water for this last step. Okay, so I'm going to click on next. 350 grams of water, boiled. Yeah, key message, boiled. It seems like a lot of water. It seems like it's going to be sticky. It is, it's okay. Gluten-free cooking is always sticky, friends. If you haven't realised, it always is, okay? All right, now this step, it actually comes together because it's cooking the egg in that boiling water. So let's get cracking on the next step. On with the lid. Next. And it's got a 1 minute knead. Now watch through the lid as the magic happens. Okay, so hopefully, well not hopefully, it is going to come together nicely, okay? It's going to start setting, the psyllium husk is going to do its job, but it is going to be sticky. This batch is no doubt sticky. So let's watch this all come together, the magic of this recipe. It's got 30 seconds left. I'm just waiting for it to come together. I'm hoping my water is still boiled enough. It really is the magic ingredient in this recipe. If you don't have your water boiled, it struggles. And I'm actually a little scared. 15 seconds to go and it still looks sludgy. Did I lose too much temperature? But I have a solution I'm going to try. Can you see my brain ticking over? So if it's actually, like I think it has, not been hot enough because I talked for too long, which I do that. See how it's still a bloody sluggy mess? Okay? That's not going to make good bread rolls. Although, it'll make good bread. If you get a messy thing like that, and I'm sure I'm done. I think this is supposed to be now rolled in. Yeah, divide it and roll it. That doesn't look right. I'm going to say that mine's cooled too much, so I'm going to experiment. Either that, I'm going to pour it in as it is, and I'm going to come back and do another recording and show you how it actually works, because this recipe does work. Okay, so I've made it at demonstrations over the years. I have made it heaps of times. It works. All I can think of is my water wasn't boiling enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to go next, and we can actually look at the temperature. Yeah, my water's 45 degrees. Well, my mix is 45 degrees. That is not enough. So what am I going to do? My first thing is I know what I kind of understand. I'm not going to do 8 minutes, but I'm just going to spin it up. I kind of understand what we need to get this to now. We need to get it cooking. We need to get those eggs coming together. So to do that, boiling water is 100 degrees. So I am going to turn this up to 100 degrees, and I'm going to cross my fingers that I can get this to start congealing to make my bread rolls. Cross your fingers with me. Okay. I was only thinking the other day, I've only failed one recipe on you guys, and that was meringues. Do you remember me doing the meringues for the mousse, the smoked mousse from the smoker and Thermomix combined series I've just finished? Well, here we go. Actually, though, I'm not that stressed. Look at that coming together. Can you see that in there? Sorry if you can't hear me very well. Can you see it thickening? That's what we need. That's what we're looking for. While that's thickening, I've just realised I haven't got a spatula. Give me a moment, I'll grab a spatula and I'm going to show you how we finish these, okay? So, hang tight. Okay, back. I want to show you the difference in texture here. So that is a save. Phew, tick the box, happy days. Aren't you glad you watch me so that if you make the same mistakes, you can fix it? Can you see the texture change in that? I think that's enough, but let me just check. When I showed you before, it looked like a slushy cake mix. Can you see in here, it's come off the sides. When I grab it with my spatula now, can you see how it's, hang on, it's holding form. That's what it should look like. And if it doesn't, you now know how to fix it. That was not even 2 minutes at 100 degrees. Was I speed 1? Don't even know, I was too busy stressing. So that's how you fix it. Do not throw your sloppy mix out. Never waste food in the Thermomix. You pick up the phone, you send me a PM and go, Lisa, I'm making this help, okay? Now, how to deal with this sloppy mess. Now, it is supposed to be exactly like this now, okay? This is not wrong. This is it. This is how it's supposed to be. You can now make it into a loaf, okay? Put it in a loaf tin. It isn't a fluffy loaf because it's so big and it needs a slower cook, but it's nice. It's lovely. We've done it before. What I do though is I now make bread rolls, and these are the ones minus the cinnamon, minus the sugar, minus the sultanas or raisins that I would normally put in the freezer once cooked. So this is going to make, I think it's supposed to be 12, but I'm just going to make a decent size for us. So you get out a clump of dough. Now you'll see it looks like it's thicker than pancake batter. It's more like, I don't know what that is. You need wet hands. So I have a tub of water here. I kind of procrastinated about showing you guys this just because of this messy part here at the end. So I'm just going to put it in my tray. Nope, that camera doesn't want to go that far. Just excuse me while I spin this round. Can I get that one? Yeah. Now, we're looking for something that holds its shape. So maybe I might, if it doesn't hold its shape, I'll have to cook it more. So the way to tell if it's going to hold its shape, grab wet hands, push it together. And it's not like bread rolls where you got to, you know, it hasn't got gluten in it, so you don't have to knead it. And it goes in there like that, okay? So simple as that. Now, we're not going to put crosses on this today. If you're going to do crosses, get some gluten-free flour. I didn't wet my hands. And when you don't wet your hands, it gets tacky to them, okay? Get some gluten-free flour in some water in a piping bag or in a Glad bag. The water, by the way, smooths the top. Can you see that? Yeah. So that's what you're aiming for. I am trying to get these in relatively quick because they are losing a bit of form. They kind of, but once I have them all in there, they're going to sit against each other and it's going to be perfect, which is what I want. Lisa will put the water on your hands. You need wet hands. So I'm just putting these around the edge. You're going to see them as I come around in a second. What you do have to do with hot cross buns, please don't leave it out, is glaze them at the end. And I talked about this the other day. Glazing completes them, okay? And all that is equal portions of sugar and water. So I tend to use a tablespoon of sugar, a tablespoon of water, and boiling water into a coffee cup. Give it a stir with a teaspoon or the tablespoon you used if you prefer. And make that circular. Yeah, give it a stir till it's dissolved and then grab a paintbrush and paint it on the top once these come out of the oven while they're hot. You get that gorgeous glossy top on them, which is what you want, that appeal. You also get that little bit of sweetness when it touches the tongue, which is important. And it just completes them, okay? Yes, cross, definitely. You know, when we do ours on Sunday out, we've got the crosses on top. We don't do it till then, we just eat them without crosses. But, so you can certainly put your crosses on top if you'd like. Put that dough in there, thank you. But yes, that's how you still need to finish in that way. Sugar and water. Please don't skip it. You'll be sad if you skip it. Like the couple of times when I've given it to the kids early, they're like, oh, there's something not right. Can you see that fly? Ugh. I thought fly season was over, but it's warmed up again today. So they're back a moment. Now these cook for quite some time. I think they cook for 50 minutes. I'm going to triple check that in a second. But 50 minutes at, I feel like it's 180 degrees. Do not try and speed this up. If you have a convention setting on your oven, like good old-fashioned convention cooking, use that because they actually cook better. This recipe as well, you can actually use to make cob loaf, a big one, okay? Just a little note, but again, it needs that conventional slow cook oven, like not a fast fan force. They do better. They cook through better if it's a dry, slow cook. So just getting these last ones in for you. Hoping I got enough to make it pretty. I reckon I will. So these are beautiful. Like honestly, you won't, they're one of the closest things. I'd love to try this with the artisan loaf. Excuse my puppy dog out there barking at a bird. I'd love to try this with the artisan gluten-free loaf in the coming days. I'm just not sure I'll get buns out of it or whether I'll have to stick to a loaf. We will see. I'm just pulling the last lot of dough out of here. To get that out even better, do you know the trick and tip to putting the lid back on? So you put the lid back on, spin it up to speed for a second, and let you shoot everything off the blade so you can easily scrape it. So that I'm going to do that now. So I'll just finish this off. So these go straight in an oven because there's no proving required, there's no yeast in it. It's pretty easy to just go straight into an oven and ready to cook. So I'm really running out of capacity. In exciting news, our kitchen is getting closer. It's probably only in a month's time I'll probably possibly be in a kitchen. I don't know if I have bench tops at that stage, but I'll certainly have kitchen cabinetry, which I'm super excited about. Finally, out of a spare room into a kitchen. All right, so last one. That was perfect amount there. So I've made 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've made 12. Okay, so I've made 12 with that. I'm going to just dry my hands and I'm going to show you, I'm going to pick this up and show you. You can see that they sink a little over time, but as they cook, they're going to grow upwards. Okay, they'll go this way. They will go out a little bit, but they primarily go up. Let's just check that cook time. I'll use my little green marker on the top. Let's go back to the recipe. It says to work it with a spatula, divide into 12 pieces, form into pieces and place on the tray. 50 to 55 minutes, 180 degrees until lightly browned. Okay? Then, just a reminder, glaze. Equal portions sugar, boiling water, stir over the top while they're hot and serve up. Now, if you want to freeze them, as I said, we freeze, like obviously pre-hot cross bunning, we put savoury stuff in it, glad wrap them and freeze them for when we need a really quick start in the morning because they are packed full of good stuff. Those almonds are quite filling. The psyllium husk is quite filling as well. Got eggs in there, like it's good stuff in it. So no yeast, no gluten-free flour, like it's real deal ingredients, which I love. I love packing our food with nutrient-dense stuff. So that's it from me today. Give this recipe a go. It's on Cookie Do. It's called gluten and grain-free bread rolls. Feel free to add the spices, make it hot cross buns, give it a go. Keep an eye out tonight. I will share on Facebook the final product picture, okay? And if you missed it because this is glitching, then jump on YouTube because you'll get the recording over there this evening as well. But otherwise, if I can help you with your Thermomix, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to hear from you and hear what you're making. I hope you're having a wonderful week. Hope you're not getting as wet as we are. And I look forward to seeing you in another video. I plan on actually coming online tomorrow and doing some Easter goodies over the weekend. So keep an eye out on Facebook and then later on YouTube over the Easter weekend. Some healthy chocolate eggs I'm going to make and some other things I've got planned. So do keep an eye out for that. But otherwise, take care and I'll see you again soon. Bye.